We've been talking about the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and the first section is about what we believe. The second section is about the sacraments. The third is on the moral life in Christ, and the fourth is on Christian prayer. So we really see there that we move from God's revelation to us in how we respond in faith to how we become one with God through the sacraments. The implication of that is to live in a particular way, following the moral teachings of the Lord. And then finally, prayer brings all of that together in the practice of our spiritual life. I think if we use the analogy of learning how to play a sport or a musical instrument, when we begin, we're very much caught up in the theory of how to do this well. And we look at the instruction book, we read the notes, we listen to the coach. Someone needs to teach us how to do the mechanics of playing this piano or the rules of football in order to begin to do it well. And at the beginning, we're self-conscious about it, and we're very aware of our failures. The more we practice playing an instrument, or that we practice playing a sport, the more instinctive it becomes for us. We digest the rules of the game. We start to become more comfortable with simply instinctively, intuitively playing the instrument. We still need the notes, we still need the rules, but we become more adept at simply absorbing the music or the sport into our mind and heart. And I think it's the same with faith. That as we begin, we need to study the faith, we need to know the teachings, we need to understand the rules of the church and why they exist. Not only the what, but the why. And the more we practice the faith, the more it just becomes comfortable for us. There's a place in the early section of the Catechism where St. Irenaeus says that God gives us this time on earth so that we can become comfortable with Him and that He can become completely familiar with us, so that familiarity, that relationship will extend into eternity. I love that. But God gives us this time to grow accustomed to this Christian life. So that what we learn to do here in the school of charity, faith, and hope, we hope to practice perfectly in the life of heaven. So the first section talks about our desire for God. That God has put within us this homing device, this restlessness, that no matter what we achieve or experience in this life, we always are left wanting more. We're always looking to another horizon of possibility. And the Catechism would tell us that God made us with that restlessness so that we will never be content with anything other than He Himself as God, and that He lures us, draws us, inspires us into an ever-deepening relationship with Him. So I think the Catholic Church would say, if you sincerely seek God, look at your desire. What is it that you really want? Beyond the superficial, beyond the material, what is it that your heart really seeks? And ultimately, if we're honest with ourselves, we'll come to know and realize that it's God that we seek, because only God can satisfy the longings of our hearts. Once we come to that conviction, the rest of this begins to fall in place very well.